Thanks. Good evening, everyone. Upon reflecting, yesterday I was excluded actually from going to Waterloo. The Home Office sent my name across, but as usual it ended up not being on the list, so I ended up in Birmingham. And reflecting, 21st of June 1948, the then Labour government under Clement Attlee didn't want the Empire Windrush to dock at Tilbury, so on the Straits of Dover they had to keep sailing, whilst there was a debate whether or not to turn the ship around and send 500 British subjects, to actually Ghana to pick peanuts. So you can see history repeating itself. People who come here, who, alright, are seeking safe passage, what do? They want to send them to Rwanda. Now, this country has had a horrific way of treating people of colour, because clearly they colonised many countries. If we look at the Commonwealth, with the Commonwealth Games coming here, which I call the plantation games, and I make no apologies for that. The point is, there are 30 countries of African Caribbean origin out of the 62 Commonwealth countries. But this is a nation that has made its money off black people, but they don't like us, and that's the bottom line. This whole issue surrounding Windrush has been an issue for quite some time, and a Birmingham MP brought the 2007 Immigration Act into Parliament, and he's still an MP today, but he keeps quiet on Windrush. Liam Byrne, he started this cascading into poverty for many people dying. A lady the other day that got caught up in the Windrush scandal, her husband died. I was unable to do his funeral because I was off to Jamaica only a couple of weeks ago. But I wanted just to put that into context about the hostile environment that particularly black people have had to endure since 1948. And for someone to do a report, Tony Tsool, to intimate that we are post-racial. I don't know what planet he's on, because racism is alive and well in Birmingham, and we know that because of what happened to D. John Reid. Yes, he was up to naughties with his friends. However, one of them called the dad. Dad came along. They started a hunt. We were in court. We saw it. A scene from Mississippi Burning. 11 white members on the jury, 1 young Asian lad. Most of the legal team are white. Everyone in the dock are white. The victim's black. Everyone said this is a slam dunk. If you saw the video footage, you think it's a slam dunk. But only one person said, what if? And that was me. What if? And what if unfortunately happened? Because despite seeing this young man chasing D. John with a knife in the air like that, then coming down with a knife and actually stabbing him. That's the part you don't see on the stuff we've shared on social media. They stabbed him to death and he turned around and jogged off. Then his dad got up, looked at D. John on the floor, then turned around and calmly walked off. Oh. And you're telling me no one was convicted of murder? And the young man was convicted of manslaughter. He will be out of prison before his 18th birthday. D. John's mom can only now go to a cemetery twice a week to have any form of contact with her son. Before he died, they called him a nigger. Before he died, they shouted out the car window, "Black bastard." When 5 of them were chasing D. John, one of them said, "Bang him out." And that's when the lad put the hood on his head and got the knife out and chased him. West Midlands Police initially denied the racism was a part of it. I knew the same night, but I kept it quiet because I didn't want our community to burn the streets and we lose focus on the fact that a 14-year-old young man lost his life. But clearly, a majority all-white jury thought, you know what? Yeah, he's right. He is a nigger. And I make no apologies for that. And they found them not guilty. We can't do much for Dijon now. He's no longer with us. But clearly what we need to be doing is looking for legislation to change the configuration of juries. Jury challenges were removed in 1988 because of many rape cases, multiple rape cases. The men were challenging the juries to get all male juries. We need to change that in cases of this nature. As seen from Mississippi Burning, we have no race relations law. Forget the Equality Act, that's a waste of time. We need specific race relations law. We need civil rights law, because this man admitted calling Dijon a black bastard. He admitted calling him a nigger, and nothing can be done about it. We have a march on the 9th of July. We need your support. We need for you to spread the word. And please as well, mate, if you can make sure there's no strike on the 9th of July, that would be greatly appreciated. Just for one day, strike any other day. Importantly, the point I'm making, we all have to be out there. This march is starting in King's Standing. It's starting at the spot where Dijon fell. We had a vigil there. We had 2,500 people there. We need more people there because we need equality. Unveiling a statue yesterday does not give us equality. Let me make that crystal clear. And it's time now for us to stop the talking and basically get into action. No one's our friend. Because do you know why I say no one's our friend? Because as soon as something happens, there's excuses. But no one says that was wrong. But today I have to pay tribute to someone who's now a Lord. Yeah. Someone who's now a Lord. Lord Ian Austin. When the verdict came out, during the Queen's debate, speech debate, he actually raised it in the House of Lords. And that is important, because at least the message is now getting out there that injustice exists. Finally, we're not just your support, we need some money as well. We need money to help with this campaign. It is a campaign for legislative change. The family don't have money. And what we need to be doing now is supporting them on this journey. We need money for the march. We need money for the ongoing justice campaign, because we need that all-important change. Because if in 20, everyone fell in love with George Floyd. Everyone likes to live the American dream. But what about the British injustices? 2021 saw the murder, the racist murder of a 14-year-old black boy. And everyone still talks about George Floyd, when our own house right here in Birmingham is out of order. It is time now that we unite to put our house in order. 9th of July. Thank you.